to Buddy Read Adventures. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Stacy, and we are two besties who live across the country from each other who love doing buddy reads together.
So, in this episode, we didn't officially do Onyx Storm as a buddy read. We kind of read it as soon as it came out. So, we
Mhm.
did read it kind of as a buddy read. I finished a little bit more quickly than Stacy as usual. But spoiler warning for all things Onyx Storm. But prior to the book coming out, we created a bingo card. What do we think was going to happen in Onyx Storm? So now we're going to kind of go through together and see how much did we get right? Did we get bingo and all of that? So it was actually quite a bit of fun to make. We had 16 spaces. I came up with 8 and Stacy came up with the other 8 and then we put them together. So yeah.
Yes, thank you, Danielle, for coming up with that idea. That was really fun. There were some where like I submitted some and you're like, I have a similar idea. So let's like pick one of these and then we'll like fill in the space with something else. And I feel like it's important readers to know that in case you're new to our channel, welcome. But I am, as Danielle was sort of alluding to, Danielle's really good about like reading really fast and like picking up on a lot of things. And I'm here for the vibes. And I told Danielle the other day when we were going to be talking about this bingo card that I was like, Danielle, I know I read the book. Like I read the book. We went places in the book. Like I remember there was character development. Like I remember so many things that occurred. I was like, I like literally shed tears reading this book and I like laughed out loud. But there are going to be moments where we're going to be in our discussion and I'm just going to let Danielle lead because I will have forgotten or not have articulated thoughts around this. So I just am prefacing that that's what you're coming to experience today. So let's continue, Danielle.
And yet you have me who sped read through it, partially for vibes, partially so it didn't get spoiled. And now I'm doing my really, really slow deep dive reread. And I'm like this much of the way through it and have lots and lots of notes in my special violent notebook. So, yes, very different vibes, but oh my gosh, it was so great. So, yes, we hope you will like and subscribe to our channel to follow along for more as we continue our buddy read adventure journey. But let's go ahead. So, first up on our bingo card, we had Violet and Ree's friendship is tested.
It was not tested.
No, unfortunately not.
It was not tested.
No, I mean there was a minor hiccup with Riddick and Vi, but not really. Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That right. Like definitely I appreciated that Riddick got more time in this book. And we got so much time with Ree, like in Fourth Wing and even previously. So Ree's great. Like, don't get me wrong, Ree's great. But it was nice that Riddick got more time on the page and that there was a little bit more insight into like their friendship, their dynamic. So we did not get the first square.
No. But we did get a Ree POV, which was awesome.
We did.
A Ree POV chapter, which I don't know that was on anyone's bingo card, but yay, loved that. Okay.
I did like that.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, learn what happened between Brennan and Naolin. We got zero more information, just lots more questions. It is brought up so much that we have to at some point in the next 2 books. We have to, and
we will get it.
And it is going to absolutely change everything. I'm sure
it is.
So yeah.
So yeah, we did not get square 2. We're off to a great start. We're off to a great start. Yes.
All right. So square number 3. Find out Garrick's signet. Yes! And we got 2. At first, when we found out, like when she was like, oh yeah, he's a strong wind wielder, I was like, that's it? And you've known? Are you serious? And then, Rebecca Yarros was like, yeah, well, we only know her POV and what she's thinking about, what's important to her in that moment. Obviously, it wasn't a big deal in that
Mm.
moment. But now I'm just like, what? So, yeah. But then we got the one that I think all of us were suspecting, which was distance wielding or walking. So, yes. And we
Yeah.
got that, like, what, within the same, like, I don't know, if not the same chapter, within like the same time frame.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, it's a reveal kind of like back to back. Also that one was like far more interesting and certainly propels, pun intended, a lot in the story. So yeah, we did get square number 3.
Yeah. Square number 4. We go to the Isles. And boy, did we go to the Isles.
We went to so many aisles.
But there's one we didn't go to that feels like that's going to be a big deal later for
Oh,
so
fair.
many reasons. Yeah.
I forgot about that part, so thank you for reminding me about that.
We didn't go to Loyal's Island, the god of love. That seems like a
Oh,
big skip.
Yep, yep, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so for the first row, we have 2 squares of 4 squares. So let's see how we continue.
All right. You want to take the next line?
Let's see. We find something valuable in General Sorrengail's things, which we have interesting thoughts about this.
So I think we need a round 1 and round 2. Like, let's take it verbatim. Did we, didn't we? Versus, and then we can come back and like see, because I think as a verbatim, we didn't. Like, we got her journals, and one, Mira is reading her journals, so we don't know much. And
Yeah,
Violet
yeah,
is reading Dad's research, right? So they're both,
yeah,
and we even get at that point, and in my deep dive reread in Deverelli, where the woman who has the bookstore that Dad said go
yep.
get my other books, she's like, no, this, your dad prepared you for this journey. Mira, your mom prepared you for yours. So clearly,
Oh, yeah.
that's really very interesting there. But also, we know that some of the pages are missing. So
Right.
that's why I'm saying, like, no on a first round. We can come back to
Right.
that one for a second round if we want to argue, but that's why I say no. We did not win that one.
Oh, fair enough. I can agree with that. I do appreciate that we had the forethought of being like, we're gonna see some of her stuff. Like, they're not gonna burn it all. We're gonna see something. And so we knew that was gonna happen and more is going to be revealed. And, there are certainly questions that Mira has as she's like experiencing the journal. So, that there's like things there that are going to come out even more. So, yeah, I agree in this first pass, maybe not. The valuable is TBD. Our next square is Taryn says something incredible. I mean, that's a given. I mean, I did sort of pick either you or I picked it as maybe like a little bit of a freebie. Like, we wanted to have a little bit
I'm going for the
okay,
vibe.
listen,
Stacey picked this one.
I picked all of the freebie ones because I was like, I want us to check some boxes. But no, Taryn always says something incredible. It just is great. So we got that square.
Yeah, so many incredible lines. Absolutely.
So many incredible lines. We just got, I think, also some fun additional like Taryn things. And I know there's like a lot going around right now with other people who are in the Bookstagram verse about how he's like Daddy Taryn, and he has his like he's like girl dad, like he has Endarna and he has Violet that he's like carrying around in his little like, and I just think that's such a great image for Taryn. So I just love that.
Yeah, I can imagine him walking around, baby on the front, baby on the back. Do I really have to, like, I will not carry you if your scales are salty, like, or whatever that was. Like, don't go in past your claws.
Don't fall in the water. Yeah, no, it's so good.
Yeah.
The third square in this row is Xaden pulls from the source late in the book. You and I also have differing opinions of if we get this square or not.
So if we just go verbatim, we did get it, right? Because he did.
Yeah.
At the very end.
He did.
He created the Onyx Storm,
You
literally,
did.
like we've got it. However,
Yep.
my intention and my thought behind actually putting this one on here is he won't pull until the end. But that's not how we wrote it on the bingo
We
cards.
do not have until on there.
Yeah,
So
but
I
I
think
just
we
thought
should
he
get
would pull
it.
once and it would be at the very end of the book. And yes, I thought it was going to be massive, and it was, but that was not my intention. But the way we wrote it, we did win it.
I'd
But
say we get it.
my
So we're gonna
intention. I wrote it, so I'll be honest, but we do get it the way it's written.
woohoo. Okay, the fourth square of this row, more info about Xaden and Violet's bond.
No.
Danielle's like, nothing new to see here.
No, we did get yes, but not really. So they acknowledge early on in like our first spicy chapter, where she pushes the memory of like breaking the armoire into his mind, and then they talk about it and they're like, what's up with that? We've done it before. We know. So that's not new information, but they're
Mhm,
acknowledging it.
mhm.
Right. And then there is in when they're in Deverelli, I've gotten there in my reread, they're talking about about the idea of like, did we combine and create something new? Did we collide and
Mm,
this idea of alchemy, right? So,
mhm.
I mean, not really, but we know like this idea of like they're each other's home, they're each other's
Yeah.
gravity, like all of that stuff. Like Violet, they are each other's number one priority. We even see the shift between them, like in book two. So in Iron Flame, I believe it's Felix. Sorry if I'm wrong, but tells her in Orisha, like, here's the difference. He would basically like burn the world for you, where you would
Mhm.
sacrifice yourself for everyone else. And that's the difference between the two of you. But here, we even see kind of later in, I think it's Lindell maybe that tells her this. I think it's right, it's towards the end when he's like, all right, I've just got to get away from you for a while. I can't be a professor anymore. I'm just really struggling. And he like Violet is almost saying like no he's above everything, he's above Tyrandor, he's above it all, like so we can see there is a shift there. I don't know if that's
Mm,
necessarily
mhm.
bond related, but I don't think
Right.
we get new information on the bond, unfortunately.
That's fine.
We can come back to that in round two, but I think
We can.
we did not because we already knew about the memory sharing.
We did not. So we did get another 2 squares out of 4 squares in row 2. So this is interesting. All right, Daniel, get the next row.
Yeah. All right, this one was me. More stories from Fables of the Baron. No. Oh, no, we did not. And I was so devastated. I mean, we got lots
We
of
did
good
not.
stuff,
We
lots of
did.
research, lots of history. But we did not get more fables.
We did
I
not.
really hope that she will kind of like with Harry Potter, we got Tales of Beedle the Bard after
Right.
it's finished, which we
Right.
really didn't find out about them until the last book, anyways. I
Hmm.
really would love a Fables of the Baron book, like legit. Like I love fairy tales, mythology, that kind of stuff. I want Fables of the Baron. Ugh, I hope we get that, but we did not win this one.
We did not win this one.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Violet's second signet is Truthsayer. No, we did not win that one.
We did not. We did not win that one either.
No. But I like her second signet, and I think that's going to be really important in book four, considering they're not next near each other anymore.
Yes, that's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, I'm just very curious what it will continue to mean. Because I think there's like part of it, maybe even also her first signet that we still don't fully know. Like there's something more with like Violet signets, I feel like somehow. But yes, it's yeah, but it's not true, Sarah. So we didn't get that one.
Yeah. And Rebecca Yarros has said we've seen 85% of what her lightning signet is,
Oh, right. Yeah.
but only 10% of the dream walking. And I think she said what? It's 50% of Zayden's shadows?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've
I think that was
got
in one of the interviews. Yeah.
a lot to learn about signets. So you are right on the money there. So yeah. All right. Third row in third column. Taryn and Sigale fight over handling Xaden. I don't, we don't see it. We don't unfortunately see it. I think there might
No,
be a little bit, but we don't see it on the page, unfortunately.
we didn't get that one.
Next one. And Darna reveals a truth about Violet.
We
No.
we have differing opinions about this one.
We can come back to this on a round 2. This will be another let's revisit.
We can
I would
revisit
say,
that one. That one I might argue more for, but we'll move on.
but bluntly right now, no, we did not get that one. So we got none of them in our third row.
We didn't get any in the third row. The last and final row, the Sorengale siblings argue. Yes.
That was hilarious, that scene. Like, I mean, it's very serious.
They do.
Violet's just like, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. And Zayden's like, yeah, I'll come with you.
They and all of them, like at different points, were just like there was some disagreement. So yeah. And then the next square is Jack Barlow is annoying. I mean, that was also mine, and I wanted another freebie. So we got that.
When will he not be annoying? When? But
No, that's what it was. Yeah. I was like, I don't even need to know. He will just be mentioned in one line, maybe, and it'll be annoying, and we get that one. But he was mentioned several times, and there was like scenes where he was just really his cruel self, and so
I kind of feel like he deserves being in the Ribes bed chest. Ribes bed chest at the end, desiccated,
right.
Loading. I'm like, you deserve this, dude, but you're clearly still got more to play, more of a role if you're alive. Dang it. And Yarros has even said, he has a role there. He still has. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. We need him. I do. But he's still annoying.
Yeah.
The next square is we find Papa Sorengale's research. Ta-da! We do. That's very exciting.
Yay!
I also kind of appreciate and I don't think I was necessarily expecting this, but then as it was happening, I was like, well, duh, that does sort of make sense. Like the fact that Violet has to like solve puzzles to like open it is kind of cool. And but just there's so many of them. It's a little like
it's all very cheese code with like
yeah.
You
have to like turn the dial, and if you get it wrong, it's like, well, they're gonna be ruined, and you're like, okay, like
yeah,
no pressure.
But I still feel like clearly, obviously, Violet hasn't told us everything about the research we've read.
Right.
But also, I'm kind of wondering, is there more research hidden somewhere that she has to go find? Maybe that's why Loyal's Island.
I think I do think there's more. I just feel like there's going to be this like there's just a plethora. There's just like so much.
It's just a matter of, does she already have it and just hasn't put the connection to realize it's important together yet? Or does she have to go find it? Or is she not through it all yet? But there's more coming, but we did find it. So yes.
We did find it. And then our final square says 2 spicy scenes.
So I put this one down. And as written, we did not. There were 3 spicy scenes. This one does not say at least. And when I put also intention, it was we get exactly 2. So I think we lost this one, unfortunately, because the way it's written says 2. It does not say 2 or more or at least 2. It says 2. So equal to 2. So no. We'll come back in round 2 because you obviously disagree.
All right. Okay, so that means in the final row we got 3 of the 4 squares. So as it stands right now.
Oh yes, we did get 3. Sorry. Yes.
We got 3 of the 4 squares. So far.
We did not get bingo.
We did not get bingo, and we got 7 squares total.
Out of 16.
Out of 16.
Not bad.
So less than half. Now, are there any in particular that you want to argue for, Danielle?
They're all ones you want to argue for.
They're all ones I want to argue. Okay, I will say I only want to potentially argue 2. Because I will let the more information about Xaden and Violet's bond go, because I agree that that is like, there's not really much there. Now, the Andarna reveals a truth about Violet. I had mentioned this before when you and I were chatting, and here's an argument that I have for it. When I was reading the book, I checked. I was like, yes, we've got this. And part of it was because like when Andarna leaves, right? When she like goes back to her dragon kind to like spend time with them and leaves, and oh my gosh, devastation as a reader. I cried tears. I was not prepared for Andarna to leave. And also neither is Violet. Like Violet is utterly destroyed, having one of her dragons gone, and also being in a situation where she now has that feeling of what it's like to not have like one of her bonds gone. And and so I think you could argue that this situation with Andarna leaving and making that choice in that moment, and then breaking that bond with Violet, she was able to like reveal a truth about herself she didn't know, about like what that was gonna, like how she was gonna feel, and like what she was going to experience and what that would do to her, which is definitely a new truth that we didn't have before. Like, could we have guessed that she would have been destroyed? Sure. But like we didn't know for sure. And you could also say that, like, I mean, is it Andarna saying something in particular about Violet specifically? No, it is this like piece of like Andarna doing something that is like a byproduct of a truth that is being revealed about Violet. So that's where I stand.
Well,
In my head, we get that one, but
this was your square. You added this one to the bingo card.
it's true.
So
I
what
did.
was your, let's go to intentions, right? Let's be Xaden and his second signet. What was your intention here when you wrote it? Because I've brought up my intentions. So what is your intention? Or what was when you added this? What was like your thought process?
You know, I don't want to say I don't remember, but it was fuzzy. It was a little.
You're
It was a
vibing.
little.
You're just vibing.
It was vibes. And I guess maybe I guess potentially there was this thing that I was thinking might have happened through like the bond, in terms of like Andarna saying like a one of her like fun quippy little lines, about something, but also and yet I could also argue that it's mine, and if I say we got it, we get it.
Sorry. But it is making, now hearing you kind of talk about like the indirect revelation, which you were then like, well, we also could have inferred that revelation. And that was where I was like, no, I'm not with you anymore on terms of like this one counting. But I'm wondering if this is like, okay, well, what's gonna happen? Like, okay, not even getting into book 4 theories about like Karen and Segale's bond, any like her and Xaden's bond, like any of that. But obviously, like, how is she going to handle this? So it may be like a foreshadowing, or it may be like she can handle it differently or better, because she went through this. I don't know, TBD, but I'm still,
Mm-hmm.
you had me until you were like, well, we could have inferred that anyways. So I don't know, still a no. But
Well,
you're kind of selling me on the, well, it's mine. So I say yes, and it goes.
our bingo cards can look different. Our
Okay.
bingo cards can look different.
Okay. We will agree to disagree on this one. All
We
right.
will agree to disagree with this one. I feel like we also get the two spicy scenes one, but that's less of a hill. but I'm
It
just
is on
saying.
the mail.
I was glad we got them. Like, I'm not mad about it. Like, I was like, we need this, Rebecca. We need this in our lives, So
Yeah.
I'm
We
glad we
have
got
two
them.
spicy scenes. So I will argue if we want to play, fast and loose with this, we won that one. So yeah, we can, because there were two spicy scenes. There was just
There
also
were two
a
spicy
bonus.
scenes.
We got a bonus one. But I loved like after the third and final one where he's making all his plans and stuff and they're in the assembly room and he just like eyes the throne. She goes, "You do some of your best work on the throne." I was like, "Yes." Hope we
You
get
love a
another,
callback.
hope we get another scene later on. But it's also kind of a bit of foreshadowing for basically he put her on the throne at Tyrrendor by the end of that book. Oh,
But yeah. So if we do that and we like give ourselves the two spicy scenes, then we get the last row.
we got bingo! Oh, do you think we should do bingo again for books 4 and 5? I mean, we're not going to do
Yeah.
it until we're much closer, but like,
It's true. It's true. I do think we should. I do think we should. Is the
good.
short answer.
Yeah, it was fun. Maybe we should do one when we get to like when we finish Heat. We should do one for Burn, maybe. Our
Ooh.
other series that we are currently covering
That's true.
is the Kindred's Curse saga. Yeah, maybe since the last book isn't out yet, maybe we should do a bingo card for that one. That'll be
That
fun.
would be fun. Kind
Yeah.
of like our final thoughts.
Oh my
What we
gosh.
think the final book's gonna hold for us.
Yeah. Great.
But
Well,
yes, this was fun. Thank you for creating the bingo card, Danielle.
yeah, it definitely made it like a little bit more of an interesting read. And it's like, oh, cool. I get to go back now and check it out. But great. Yeah. So thank you all for kind of again joining us on yet another Buddy Read Adventures adventure. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And next time, our next episode, we'll be going back to Kindred's Curse Saga and we'll be covering book 2, Glow of the Everflame. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be fantastic. So,
It
don't.
is. So a bigger one. It's a thicker one.
Oh gosh, yes. It's bigger than Spark was. So yes. So don't forget to follow us also on Instagram for our, real-time reactions and thoughts too as we go through our reading together. You can find me at Dani, Dani Hartman, Hartman, author, Author.
You can find me at Smutty with Stacy, Smutty with and Stacy Stacey.
Thank you all so much. We will see you next time for Glow and have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy your reading adventures.